Okay, so imagine a massive stone castle.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
The walls are really high, and the gates are heavy.
Right.
But wait,
Yeah.
imagine the wall only goes around 3 sides of the castle. Like the back is just completely open.
Oh, I see.
So is that castle surrounded?
Well, no, definitely not. I mean, if the back is completely open, you are not protected. You're not surrounded.
Exactly. I mean, the enemy could just walk right in through the back.
Right.
And today on our deep dive, we are looking at a stack of linguistic notes to solve a very common problem.
It's sort of a trap in the English language.
It is a tricky one. We're dealing with 2 everyday words that cause a lot of confusion.
Right. We're talking about around and surround.
Yeah.
We use these words constantly. I mean, you need them to give directions. You need them to tell a story to a friend.
But the thing is, they look similar. They sound very similar.
Yes.
And they both relate to the idea of a circle.
Right. They both have this feeling of being on all sides of something.
But if you use the wrong one, your sentence can sound very strange, or it can just mean something completely different.
Yeah. So our mission today is to clear up the muddy waters here. We want our listeners to feel totally confident using these words in daily conversation.
Absolutely. So let's jump right in. Looking at our notes, it seems like we need to start with the big picture.
Right.
Like, how do we actually separate around from surround in our minds?
Well, we can start with a very fundamental difference, and it's based on grammar.
Okay.
Basically, you need to ask yourself a very simple question. Are you talking about a location or are you talking about an action?
Oh, okay. So location versus action.
Yeah.
Let's look at around first. Does around give us the location?
Yes, it does. Around is mostly a preposition or an adverb.
Okay.
That just means it tells you where something is, it describes a position, or it describes a movement.
So around answers the question of where.
Exactly. It places something in physical space.
Okay. And what about surround?
Surround is an action word. It's a verb. So it tells you what is happening. Specifically, it is the act of closing something in.
Wait, closing something in. Like putting something inside a box and closing the lid.
That is a great way to picture it. Yeah. Surround is the action of closing the box completely.
Now, I know some words can do double duty. Is surround ever a thing? Like, can it be a noun?
Occasionally, yes. You might hear a builder talk about a fireplace surround.
Oh, right.
And that just means the decorative frame near the fire. But honestly, it's quite rare in daily speech.
Okay, so for everyday English, we really don't need to worry about the noun form.
No, not at all.
So let me summarize this main rule. Around is about location. It tells you where.
Yes.
And surround is an action. It tells you what is happening.
That is the perfect baseline to remember. Where versus what?
Well, I think we should explore around first, since, people use it in so many different situations every single day.
I agree completely. Let's dig into around.
Okay.
The core rule here is really fascinating. Around does not require complete enclosure.
So it doesn't need to be a perfect closed box.
Not at all. No, it just means being nearby or partially bordering something. I think the best word for it is loose.
Loose. I like that. Let's look at some real-life scenarios to see exactly how loose it is.
Yeah.
Our sources actually outline several different ways native speakers use around.
Great, let's start with position. This just means being in the general area near something.
I can picture that. Let's say I'm traveling in Europe.
Okay.
And I'm in a beautiful old city. I could say there are many cafes around the square.
Yes, that is a perfect example. Or think about a living room. You could say she placed cushions around the room.
Oh, yeah. In both of those examples, the circle is broken.
Right.
Like the cafes don't form a solid wall of bricks blocking the square.
Exactly.
And the cushions are just scattered in different spots.
Exactly. That is the loose position. It's relaxed. Now, another very common way we use around is for movement.
Okay.
And this just means moving in a circular path.
So what would a natural sentence look like for movement?
Well, you might tell a friend, we walked around the lake today.
Ah, all right.
Or if you're giving driving directions, you might say, just drive around the corner.
Wait, let me push back on that for a second. If I tell my friend I walked around the lake,
Yeah.
do they think I walked the entire way? Like, did I make a perfect circle?
No, not necessarily. That's the beauty of the word around. It's very casual.
Really? So I could just walk halfway?
Yes. You might just be walking on a path near the water, you might follow the curve for a little while and then just turn back.
Oh, wow.
You do not have to complete the circle to use the word.
That's a relief, actually. It just describes the general shape of your path.
Exactly. It's loose. Now, this next use is incredibly common. We use around for approximation.
Approximation. That means guessing right, like saying roughly or about.
Yes, we use it all the time for time and money.
Oh, I use this one constantly.
Yeah.
I might text my friend and say, I'm running late. I'll be there around 6 p.m.
And how does your friend understand that?
Well, I might arrive at 5:55 or maybe 6:10. It's not a strict deadline. It's a general window.
Yeah, think about it like drawing a loose circle around the number 6 on a clock. You are just aiming for the space inside that circle.
I love that visual.
Right.
A loose circle on the clock.
Yeah.
What about money?
It works exactly the same way. Imagine you're buying plane tickets. You could say the trip costs around $200.
So it might be $195. It might be $210.
Yeah.
You're just giving a helpful guess.
Exactly. It's very natural.
Okay.
Now, another great way we use around is for general location. This means things are scattered here and there. There is no specific direction.
Like things are just happening randomly in a space.
Yes, exactly. Imagine you're watching children at a park. You wouldn't say they are walking in a perfect circle.
Okay.
You would say the kids are playing around outside.
Oh, I see. One kid is on the swings. Another is running in the grass.
Yeah.
They're just moving in all different directions.
Right. Or think about when you lose something in your house. What do?
I panic. I check the kitchen counter. I look under the couch. I check my pockets.
Exactly. And you could say, I looked around for my keys. You didn't search in a straight line. You just searched the general area.
The path is totally random.
Yeah.
Okay, I think there's one more way we use this word. What about rotation?
Yes, rotation. This just means turning, like spinning in place.
So if I'm trying to see the back of someone's shirt, I might say, hey, turn around.
Perfect. Or you could talk about a bicycle. The wheels spin around.
Okay, let's pause and look at the feeling of all these examples.
Okay.
Whether it's cafes in a square, or guessing a time, or kids playing. Around always feels casual.
It does. It is loose. It is nearby. It gives this great sense of space and freedom.
It's definitely not a strict rule. So now that we understand this loose feeling, let's flip the script. Let's look at a word that is much stricter. We need to talk about surround.
Surround is a completely different beast.
Yeah.
Surround means total enclosure.
Total enclosure. That sounds pretty serious.
It is a very strong word. It implies totality. It must be on all sides. It forms a complete ring or a solid barrier.
So it really is the exact opposite of loose.
Yes. You cannot surround something from only one side. It's impossible.
Let's explore this just like we did for around. What is the most common way to use it?
The most common use is physical enclosure. So a solid physical barrier.
This takes me back to our castle at the beginning of the show. We said the wall surrounds the entire castle.
Right. And for that sentence to be true, the wall must go all the way around in a closed circle. If there is a gap, it doesn't surround the castle.
What about a more modern example? Think about an action movie.
Okay.
You often hear a news reporter say, police surrounded the building.
Yeah, think about what that actually means. The police are at the front door, they are at the back door, they are in the alleyway, they are on every single side.
Because if they only stand at the front door, the criminal just escapes out the back.
Exactly. The police form a closed box.
Right.
You also see this in nature a lot. You might say, mountains surround the valley.
When you say that, I picture a valley completely trapped by high peaks. Like you can't walk out without climbing a mountain.
Yes, the closed box is a great analogy. Keep that in your mind. Now, here is a grammar trick that native speakers use all the time.
Okay, what is it?
We often use surround in the passive voice.
Let's break that down for our learners. Normally, I would say trees surround the house. The trees are doing the action. They are the star of the sentence.
Right. But in daily speech, people flip the sentence around. They want to focus on the house instead.
So they make the house the star of the sentence. They say the house is surrounded by trees.
Exactly. We use the phrase to be surrounded by. It is incredibly common.
Can you give me an example with people? Like, what if you are at a really fun birthday party?
Oh, you could say she is surrounded by friends.
I love that image. Friends on her left, friends on her right. It feels very warm.
It does. It shows a feeling of protection. And that actually brings us to the final way we use surround.
Okay.
We use it for emotions or ideas.
So it's not always a physical wall made of bricks or police officers.
Right. Sometimes the wall is invisible. For example, a piece of advice you hear often is he surrounded himself with positive people.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You are building a circle of good energy. You just don't let negativity inside your box.
Exactly. Or think about reading a mystery novel. The back of the book might say, mystery surrounds the sudden disappearance.
That's a great sentence. The mystery is like a thick, heavy fog.
Yes.
It covers the entire situation completely. You can't see through it.
Yes. It closes it in. So whether it is a physical wall or a group of friends or a thick fog surround always means total enclosure.
You know, I can see why this gets so muddy for learners. One word means a loose circle. The other word means a tight, closed box. It's very easy to pick the wrong one.
They really do get confused. But understanding the mistakes is honestly the best way to learn.
That's a great point. So let's look at some common errors from our source material. We can troubleshoot them together.
Let's start with a really big one. I hear this mistake all the time. It's when people say surrounded around.
Oh, I've definitely heard that. Someone might say the city is surrounded around by mountains. Why do you think learners do that?
It's completely understandable. The brain wants to be safe.
Right.
The learner knows both words relate to a circle. So they just combine the action word and the location word to be extra clear.
It's like wearing a belt and suspenders at the same time. You just want to make sure your pants don't fall down.
That is hilarious, but it's exactly right. But in English, it's redundant.
Redundant. That means repeating yourself for no reason, right?
Yes, surrounded already means on all sides. It already contains the complete idea of a circle.
Okay.
So adding around is just repeating the same idea twice.
It sounds a bit clumsy. So what is the simple fix for that?
Well, you have two choices. You can just use the strong verb, just drop the extra word. Say the city is surrounded by mountains.
That sounds so much cleaner. What's the other option?
You can just use the location word. Say the city has mountains around it.
Both of those are perfectly natural. Just pick one tool for the job. Don't use both.
Exactly.
Okay, let's move to the next common error. This is when people use around, but they actually mean a solid wall.
Right. Here's an example of the mistake. Guards were around the palace on every side, blocking all entry.
See, that sentence feels broken to me. The second half says they are blocking all entry. That means nobody can get in or out.
Exactly. It's a serious situation.
But the first half uses around. That's our loose, casual word. It sounds like the guards are just wandering near the palace, maybe drinking coffee. It's just too weak.
I agree completely. If you specifically mean total containment, you need a stronger word.
So the fix is easy. We swap it for the strong verb.
Yes. Guards surrounded the palace, blocking all entry.
Much better. Now it sounds like a real emergency. The picture in my head matches the words.
Yes.
Let's look at another trap. This one happens in daily text messages a lot, actually. It's using surround for time or numbers.
Yes, the approximation mistake. Here's the error. I'll arrive around 5 p.m.
I understand the logic. I mean, a learner remembers that both words mean a circle, so they swap them. But why does it fail so badly?
Because surround is strictly an action of physical enclosing. It cannot express a guess. It cannot guess the time. It cannot guess a price.
Only our loose friend around can do that job.
Right. Only around can mean roughly or about.
So keep surround away from the clock. And keep it away from your wallet. Just say I'll arrive around 5 p.m.
That is a perfect rule. Keep it away from the clock and the wallet.
We have one final common mistake to look at. This one is about grammar structure. It's forgetting the object.
Ah, yes. This happens when someone uses the action verb but doesn't finish the thought.
Okay.
They might say the trees surround.
If someone said that to me, my immediate reaction would be surround what?
Exactly. It feels completely unfinished. Surround is a targeted action. It needs a target to hit. It needs to enclose something specific.
Think back to the box analogy. You can't just close an empty box. You have to tell us what is inside it.
I love that. Yes, you need an object inside the box. So the fix is simple. You must add the target. Say the trees surround the house.
Or use that passive flip we learned earlier. Put the target first. The house is surrounded by trees.
Either way, the listener knows exactly what is inside this circle.
Now, these rules make a lot of sense when we talk about them one by one.
Yeah.
But to really train our ears, let's put these two words right next to each other in the same situation.
This is a fantastic exercise. Seeing them in the same sentence really highlights the contrast.
I have a few scenarios from our notes here. Let's look at the first one. We sat around the campfire while darkness surrounded us.
That is a very vivid image. Let's break it down. Look at the first half. We sat around the campfire.
That's our loose circle. I mean, some people are sitting close to the fire, some are further back, maybe there's an empty chair. It's very casual.
But look at the second half, while darkness surrounded us.
Wow, yeah. The dark isn't loose. The dark is a complete enclosing wall.
Right.
There is no sunlight getting in at all. It's a solid box of night.
The contrast is beautiful there. Loose people, solid darkness. They do completely different jobs in the exact same sentence.
Let's try another scenario.
Okay.
Around noon, security surrounded the entire building.
I see what is happening here. Around noon is doing the approximation job.
Right.
It means roughly 12 o'clock, maybe a few minutes before or after.
It's a guess on a clock. But security surrounded is doing the physical containment job. The guards formed that closed box on all sides of the building.
Exactly. One word is guessing the time. The other word is blocking the doors.
Let's do one more. This one is very cozy. She wrapped a scarf around her neck to keep warm while snow surrounded the cabin outside.
Wrapping a scarf around the neck, that is our movement rule.
Oh, right.
It's a circular path. It's loose. It's adjustable and comfortable.
But the outside is different. Snow surrounded the cabin. That means the snow is piled up on the front porch, the back deck, the side windows.
Yes, the house is boxed in by winter. It is completely enclosed.
These side-by-side examples really make the difference, just completely obvious.
They do. They prove that even though these words share a similar shape, they behave in totally different ways.
As we wrap up our discussion today, I want to make sure our listeners have a tool they can use immediately.
Okay.
Like, how can a learner remember this in the middle of a fast conversation?
We have a very simple mental test you can use. You can just do this quickly in your head before you speak.
Oh, I love a good shortcut. What is the test for around?
You remember that around equals a loose circle. Here's the test. Can you replace the word with roughly or near?
Let's test that theory. If I want to say, I'm around the park, can I replace it? Can I say I'm near the park?
Yes, that makes perfect sense. The meaning stays exactly the same.
What if I'm guessing time? I will call you around 8 o'clock. Could I say I'll call you roughly 8 o'clock?
Yes. If roughly or near works in the sentence, then you know around is the right choice.
That is incredibly helpful. So what is the mental test for surround?
Remember that surround equals a sealed box. The test is, can you replace it with enclosed by or boxed in by?
Let's try it with the police example. The police surrounded the bank. Can I say the police boxed in the bank?
Yes, you absolutely can. It paints the exact same picture.
Let's try the passive voice. The garden is surrounded by a tall wall. Can I say the garden is enclosed by a tall wall?
Yes, that worked perfectly too. If enclosed by or boxed in by works, you must use surround.
So replace with near for around. Replace with boxed in for surround. That simplifies the grammar so much.
It really is a great tool to keep in your back pocket.
But before we sign off, I want to explore something else really quick. We've talked heavily about the strict grammar rules.
Right.
But words aren't just math equations. Words have a feeling, don't they?
They absolutely do. And that is what is truly fascinating about language. I want to leave the listener with a final thought about that feeling.
What should they be paying attention to?
Notice how these words make you feel physically when you read them or hear them.
What do you mean by a physical feeling?
Think about the mood. Around gives a sense of freedom. It gives a sense of open space. Think about the phrase looking around a new city.
Oh, yes, that feels great. You feel free to wander down any street you want. There's just a lot of room to breathe.
Exactly. But surround gives an intense sense of containment. And that feeling of containment can change drastically depending on the context.
That's a good point. Containment isn't always a bad thing.
Not at all. It can feel deeply comforting, like our party example, being surrounded by friends.
Right.
That feels warm. It feels safe.
But it can flip so quickly. It can feel a little ominous, a little scary.
Yeah.
Like being surrounded by a storm when you're driving.
Right. Suddenly the closed box feels like a trap. The word creates a very specific, powerful mood.
So next time you are reading a book or watching a movie in English, don't just translate the vocabulary. But pay attention to the atmosphere those words create.
That connects right back to what we always say. Language is not just about memorizing rules.
It's a messy, beautiful landscape. And sometimes understanding the mood of a word is just as important as knowing where it belongs in a sentence.
I want to leave you with one final thought to ponder. We've talked all day about physical spaces, parks, lakes, castles.
Right, real things you can actually touch.
But think about your digital life. Think about the internet.
Okay.
When you open a social media app, are you just looking around at different ideas? Or do the algorithms surround you?
Oh, wow. That is a powerful question.
Does the internet build a closed box of opinions that you already agree with? Think about your digital echo chamber. Are you wandering loose or are you boxed in?
That is something to seriously think about the next time you scroll through your feed. So whether you are giving directions on the street or navigating the digital world, ask yourself, are you drawing a loose, casual line? Or are you building a solid wall?